Meet Maya. She's 12 years old, and today she's having lunch at a real restaurant with 3 of her friends, all by themselves for the very first time. The food arrives, the bill comes, and Maya stares at it. Sales tax? Tip? What does all of this mean? Today, we're going on a math adventure with Maya so that next time you get a restaurant bill, you'll know exactly what to do. Let's go. So Maya gets her bill and sees a line that says sales tax, $1.68. She thinks, wait, I didn't order that. Here's the deal. Sales tax is a small percentage that the government adds to almost everything you buy. It helps pay for things like schools, roads, and parks. In most U.S. states, sales tax on a restaurant meal is somewhere between 5% and 10%. Maya's state charges 8%. That's the number we'll work with today. Before Maya can calculate anything, she needs to understand what a percent actually is. Percent means per hundred. So 8% means 8 out of every 100 cents, or 8 pennies for every dollar. To use a percent in a calculation, we convert it to a decimal by dividing by 100. Just move the decimal point 2 places to the left. 8% becomes 0.08. That little decimal is your secret weapon for all percent problems. Okay, here's the 4-step formula Maya is going to use. Step 1, find the subtotal. That's how much the food costs before any extras. Step 2, convert the tax percent to a decimal. Step 3, multiply the subtotal by that decimal. And step 4, add the tax to your subtotal to get the total bill. The formula is simple. Tax equals subtotal times tax rate. Once you know this, you can handle any restaurant bill in the country. Let's solve Maya's exact problem. Her lunch subtotal, that's just the food, comes to $21. Her state sales tax is 8%, which we already know equals 0.08. So we multiply $21 times 0.08. Let's work it out. 21 times 8 equals 168. And since we multiplied by a hundredths decimal, we place the decimal 2 spots in, giving us $1.68. Finally, $21 plus $1.68 equals $22.68. That's Maya's total with tax. Now, Maya's friends are arguing about the tip. One friend says $5, another says $2. Maya says, wait, there's actually a math way to figure this out. A tip, also called a gratuity, is extra money you leave for your server to say thank you for great service. In the U.S., a standard tip is between 15 and 20%. Great service? Leave 20%. The cool part, you calculate the tip based on the subtotal before tax is added. Let's see how Maya figures it out. Here's a secret. There are 2 awesome ways to calculate a tip, and you can pick your favorite. Method 1. Just multiply the subtotal by the decimal form of the tip percent. 20% becomes 0.20. Multiply, and done. Method 2, and this is the mental math trick. Find 10% first by moving the decimal 1 place left, then double it for 20%. Or for 15%, find 10%, then add half of that. Maya's about to use both methods, and she's going to love how easy this gets. Maya decides to leave a 20% tip because her server was amazing. Let's use method 1. The subtotal is $21. 20% as a decimal is 0.20. So we multiply 21 times 0.20. Let's compute. 21 times 2 equals 42. Then we place the decimal 2 spots in from the right, giving us $4.20. So Maya's tip is $4.20. That's a great tip. Now Maya's starting to see how powerful this percent math really is. Now let's try method 2, the mental math trick. To find 10% of anything, just move the decimal 1 place to the left. 10% of $21. Move the decimal left 1 spot. That's $2.10. Now for a 20% tip, just double that. $2.10 times 2 equals $4.20. Same answer as before. Want 15%? Find 10%, which is $2.10, then find half of that, which is $1.05, and add them together. 210 plus 105 equals $3.15. Boom! Mental math mastery. Okay, here's the moment Maya's been building toward, the full bill. The food subtotal is $21, the 8% sales tax added $1.68, the 20% tip adds $4.20. Now let's add all three together. $21 plus $168 plus $4.20. First, 21 plus $168 equals $22.68. Then, $22.68 plus $4.20. 68 cents plus 20 cents is 88 cents, and $22 plus $4 is $26. Grand total, $26.88. Look at Maya go! She solved the whole bill. You've got this. Your family's pizza bill has a subtotal of $35, a 7% sales tax, and you want to leave a 15% tip. First, the tax. 35 times 0.07. 35 times 7 equals 245. Place the decimal 2 spots in. That's $2.45. Next, the tip. 35 times 0.15. 35 times 15 equals 525. Decimal 2 spots in. $5.25. Finally, add them all. 35 plus 245 plus 525. 35 plus 245 is $37.45, plus 525 equals $42.70. You've got this. Before we wrap up, let's lock in the most important tricks. First, sales tax and tips are both just percent calculations. Same scale, different situations. Second, always convert your percent to a decimal before multiplying. Just move that decimal 2 spots left. Third, the 10% mental math trick is your best friend. Find 10%, then double it or add half. Fourth, and this is the one people mix up, tips are calculated on the subtotal above, not on the subtotal plus tax. Keep these 4 rules in your back pocket and you're set for any restaurant in America. Remember when Maya stared at that bill like it was written in another language? Now she split the bill, calculated the tax, figured the tip, and impressed all her friends, all using the same percent math we practiced today. And you know what? You can do every single thing Maya did. Sales tax equals subtotal times the tax rate decimal. Tip equals subtotal times the tip percent decimal. Add them all together for your grand total. Parents, this is great practice at any real restaurant.